Are you looking for a salary raise within your own organization, but you do not know how to talk to your boss? Or you are looking for a promotion and you do not know how to approach your HR? Well, friends, in this topic today, what I'm going to share is how to ask for a salary raise or a promotion with your boss or with your HR manager. And that is where I believe that a lot of people struggle. The simple reason is a lot of people believe that they deserve to get higher salaries, but they don't get it because they never ask for it. The simple reason for that is straightforwardness. They are not very straightforward in asking their line manager or their HR that they deserve more salary or they deserve a better role or promotion as they are contributing high in the organization. For a simple reason, because a lot of people fear in asking that. The fear could be that they might create an impression that they are more money minded, they are more needy, or sometimes even that their organization may fire them and their boss will get angry. And to avoid this, they just don't go and ask for the salary raise. Whereas there are certain set of people who not only get good salary hikes, but they are also able to contribute significantly to the performance of the organization. Now, what to do in this scenario? What is the strategy that you should have? This is what I'm going to share in this video today with you. And I want you to watch this video till the end because I will give you certain tips, certain steps that are very essential, that are very necessary to make it a strategy for you so that you can not only get a good salary hike, but also can create a good impression, a good climate environment between you and your line manager, which can later on help you to get a desired or a deserving promotion within the role that you are doing. So stay tuned and don't forget to like and subscribe this channel. If you are here already, I'm sure you must be getting a lot of content, and more content is going to come to you to add value to your growth. Well, getting a salary hike or a promotion is no different than converting a big customer into sales. I'm sure you would be wondering that why I'm talking about sales. Well, friends, if you know that my experience has been in sales for many years, and to me, getting a business or a high value business from a very high potential customer is similar to getting a raise from your boss or from your HR department. So let me give you an analogy and how it works. So when I had to prepare for getting a huge business from one of my topmost customers, I used to do a lot of planning. And in my planning, I had to ensure that I should think about all the potential questions, queries that my customer can have, any concern on product quality or any areas where he or she may have some thoughts which can come as a blockage. I need to have a very well prepared answer. At the same time, the customer is not just going to give me the business. I need to be regular, I need to be consistent, I need to provide a good quality product, I need to provide good quality service, and also at the end, good customer satisfaction with the use of my product. If I'm able to do all these factors correctly, at the end, I need to do a good closure, which means demanding business of my product and the services that I'm offering. If I'm able to follow these steps, I would get good business from the customer over a period of time. And that's how I have been very successful in my previous stint in sales. Now, if I compare that analogy into asking for a salary rise, it is almost similar, because you cannot just walk into your boss and say, see, I want higher salary, or I'm looking for a promotion just because I'm a high performer. That's not gonna work. So even if you have the best product, you go and tell the customer that, you know, this is one of the best products I'm offering, they will not just use the product just like that. So you really need to have some basics, some strategic steps that you need to follow that will help you to set the tone with your line manager, with your HR department, so that they can see you sincere, they can see you consistent, they can see that you are able to produce results, you are a performer, and you have got those skill sets which will help them to take a call that you are the right fit when they are giving you salary rise. Because not only it's a salary rise question, it's also about setting the right expectations for other people who are working in the organization. So imagine if you are not a performer, if you are not having the right attitude, I'm repeating the word right attitude, because if you do not have the right attitude, which is an exemplary attitude, you may not be in the right books of the organization, no matter how high performer you may be. Therefore, it has to have a mix of a bag where your attitude, your skills and your potential has to come together. Then only your boss and your HR team would feel that you are the deserving person who needs to be uplifted in the role, both in terms of salary increments and both in terms of your promotions. So now I'm going to share what is the strategy, what are the steps that you can use in identifying that how you can move forward in your salary rise. So let's talk about certain strategies that you need to have, so that if you are really well prepared, if you are really clear about your thought process, that you are doing well, then you will be able to get good salary rise. Now, what could be the core strategies? The number one strategy, the number one step that you need to take is you need to first of all sit down, evaluate that what is your current salary, what is your current package, because you need to know at your same experience with the same education background, what is the salary packages which are available and currently how people are paid in the market in the same industry that you are working for. And for that there are various websites, Naukri, Monster, Glassdoor. There are many websites which are available that can give you a salary benchmarking, or you can talk to certain consultants. They will give you some idea about that people at your level, what kind of salary that they are getting. So that will give you a fair idea about it, that where you are right now. So suppose if you are lower than the market rate, you really need to look at it, that why is it that you are getting lesser salary? Is it that your organization is not that big that they can pay you? Or is it that you are working in an organization but there are more skilled people than you? Or is it that you lack certain qualification criteria or educational criteria which are still missing in your resume, which you need to develop? Now imagine, let's, for the sake of understanding that you are almost at par, you have done all those gap fulfillment, but still you feel that your peers have got a better salary with the same education, experience and skill sets. Now the first thing that, the second thing that you need to do now is you need to write an email. Go sit on your email desk and write an email to your line manager seeking an appointment for a one-on-one discussion that you want to have on your career development. Mind you, it is on your career development, not on salary rise. But in order to do that, you need to plan at least 6 months in advance. So right now it's a month of September, and most of the time in companies the appraisal period is between Jan and Feb, or in some companies it is March and April. Now this is the time, so that means from now this is the time that you should start working on it and writing an email to your line manager stating that you want to have a one-on-one discussion with them or with him in understanding your career aspirations and your career developmental plan. Now at this stage, when you set up a meeting with your line manager, let's say he gives you a time after a week or a 10 days, and when you sit across, this is the time that you should go and talk to him or her about what is the career plan that the organization have thought about you. Now if he has something in his mind, he will definitely share about it. Otherwise you should always go prepared with some notes in terms of the initiatives that you are planning to take in upgrading yourself, whether getting enrolled into certain trainings, getting enrolled into certain certifications, or you are also working to ensure that how you are going to turn around the business in the next 6 months. Now right now I'm not referring to any salary increment or higher increment. You are only talking to your line manager stating that how you can be more productive and contributive to the success of the organization. And then you should be asking, once this discussion is over, you should be asking that if you perform well, or if you means as an individual, if you perform well and if you exceed the expectation as per the requirement, would company give you a decent salary rise? Now this is the time when you put it, 9 out of 10 managers would always say yes, of course, because no manager can say that you exceed the expectation and still you will not get a good salary rise. So this is the point that you need to put across in the mind of your sales managers or your line managers, to tell that if you exceed the expectation, so now you have a kind of a commitment from that person that yes, if you are able to exceed those expectations, if you are able to fill the gaps of the skills by enrolling yourself into certain training programs or developmental programs with external or internal resources, you are well set about setting the first phase, that is the expectation setting with your line manager. Then comes the second phase. Now this second phase is your show time, which means that whatever you have committed in terms of your developmental programs and the commitments that you have given to overshoot your targets or overshoot your KRAs, this is the time to start doing it. So suppose if any task or any goal which would have taken 4 or 5 months, and if you can do it within 2 months or 3 months prior to the desired goal, it's going to be a great achievement for you. Now once you are able to start pinpointing those areas which are measurable in terms of your success as well as in terms of measuring your goals, you start communicating this with your line manager on an email time to time basis. That means that every month you either send a kind of a report that how you are progressing towards your goal, how you are achieving your objectives, and how your manager is also being inclusive in helping you in achieving those goals. Now what is happening in this period is basically you are moving forward towards your goal and you are building your capabilities as well as you are reaching your goals faster than your manager even thinks, which means it also shows that your seriousness towards whatever you have mentioned in your one-on-one meetings. Now this is the pace. Once you set it, people will watch you, that yes, you are a man of your words. You are like walk the talk. You are not just only saying for the sake of saying. So if you are able to create these impressions and you are able to document it, and you can share it in your review meetings, in your cycle meetings, or in your discussions with your line managers, you will create a lot of positivity around everyone who is watching you. And now finally comes the third stage. Now this third stage is all about the appraisal time. So from the time I said 6 months back you started doing this, then you started delivering certain results, and now it's time that you are going to meet your boss in the month of January or in the month of March or April for your appraisal discussion. Now this is the time you should be carrying a long list of all the initiatives, all the achievements, all the big projects that have given success to you in the last 6 months or even a year that has gone by, and you are sitting in front of your line manager. This is the time that you should be putting across everything and reminding your boss that in the meeting that you had 6 months back, this is what you had committed, this is what you have been able to deliver, and how you have been able to showcase everything that you are able to bring on the table to exceed the expectation. Well, if you are lucky, if you have been able to do that, great. But also keep in mind that your manager is not an easy man. He is not going to accept everything so easily. So there are chances that he may say, yeah, everything looks good, but I cannot, give you that kind of salary rise or increments because you lack that experience. So there can be many more potential questions that may come out at the time of discussion. So prior going for that meeting, you should do a lot of practice. You should do a lot of rehearsals. Like I gave you the example in my situation when I used to go for my sales calls. I used to think about all the potential questions the customer can ask. What could be my answer to cover up point A, point B, and point C? Similarly, you also need to really practice all the no's that are likely to come from your manager, or the reasons that he may delay your increment or may not give you the desired increment. So think about all those reasons, think about all the potential answers, and practice it. So when you're going to have a meeting with your line manager, you should go with a lot of positive attitude. A lot of times when people come with a high performance background and they have delivered results, sometimes arrogance is reflected, and that is what is disliked by many people. As I said, your attitude, your potential, and your performance has to come together for such a great achievement that of your increments or your promotion that can happen. So that is a time, as I said, during your increment you should remind your line manager, you should take the credit of all the hard work that you have brought in and how your manager has been incremental in supporting you those initiatives. Now if you try these steps out, there are very high chances that you may get more than the routine 8 or 9%, because at least your manager has the power that he can write down on the appraisal sheet about all the positive and the hard work that you have brought in and the results that you have been able to showcase on the table. But mind you, if you are not able to bring results on the table, no matter how much hard you do in asking a higher increment, it's not gonna work. Ultimately, it's your relationship with your manager that has to be good and great. So you really need to see that how your efforts, your results are making your manager look better, good, also in his own profile, which means that you are ensuring it is not that just you are successful, but your manager is also successful. So at least by doing these efforts, you can definitely put a mark on the mind of your manager, including your HR team, that you are a positive contributor. And this is what is most important when it comes to people who are promoted, because when you are promoted, it is not the efficiency that you bring on the work, but it is your behaviors, that how you take people along with you, and you are more respectful and politeful to a lot of people who work around you. And these are some of the important criteria that one has to understand if you really want to grow in your role, if you want to take more higher salaries and higher promotions. Well friends, these are some of the top of the mind thoughts that I wanted to share with you, and I hope if you follow certain strategies like the one I shared in sales, you prepare well, you plan well, you execute well, you ensure that you achieve the KRAs given in the criteria stated by your line managers, and you discuss with them time and time again in terms of the challenges and how you are able to solve your problems on your own and able to showcase the trajectory of success, you will be able to get higher salary rise and promotion as per the organization needs. Well, if you like this video, do share your comments below and share your thoughts how you have been able to try some of these methods and if it has worked for you. I will look forward to your comments. Thank you so much for watching this video. Stay tuned on Coaching with Arun Thukral.